everybody, this is Lee with Creative2xmom, and in today's video we're going to be talking about our summer reading list. So welcome back to my channel. My name is Lee and this is Creative2xmom. This channel is all about homeschooling, parenthood, and thriving in the day-to-day. But today's video is about some really good books. You guys know that I love to read, and by sharing this goal video with you, it sort of keeps me accountable, keeps me on track, and then I can come back to it and say, okay, wait a minute. I know there was other things I wanted to read this season. What were they? This video is part of a collaboration that is being hosted here at Creative2xmom. I'm going to link the playlist down below. I have a whole bunch of fun reading friends who are joining me today, so I hope you will check out their videos as well. And if this looks like a video challenge that you would want to be a part of, be sure to record a video like this one mentioning my channel and the playlist, and I would love to see what you are going to be reading over the summer. So I sort of have my books broke down into three categories. I've got some educational, teacher stuff. I feel like the summer is sort of my continuing ed period, and so I sort of like to read ahead about philosophies of education and how I can be a better homeschooler. I have another category which is parenthood and some personal growth. And then I have another category which is just strictly fiction. That's the other great thing about the summer, is I have time to just kind of veg out and enjoy reading again. So I'm going to start with my continuing ed, education, growing as a homeschool mom category. The first one will come as no surprise. This is Better Together. This is on my bookshelf. I read it every year. There are some people who read Teaching from Rest every year. I read Better Together every year. This gets me so excited and so inspired for the new homeschool year. The problem with this one is that I tend to want to overplan my morning baskets and get a little over ambitious for what I'm doing, but I love this book. This is by Pam Barnhill. She is sort of the, I guess you would say, the guru of morning basket time. So I love her ideas. She always inspires me and gets me ready for a new year. The next one is Brave Learner by Julie Bogart. I have started this book before. I have dabbled in parts of this book before. The problem with this one is that I love and admire Brave Writer. I love and admire Julie Bogart, but she is so different from me and thinks so different from the way I think that I struggle to get all the way through this book. I find great ideas in here, but I have to take it chunk by chunk because it takes a long time for my brain to figure out, wait a minute, how does that work? This is the sort of the homeschool mom that I aspire to be, but I'm slowly transitioning there. It's taking me some time. The next book is called Dyslexia, Dysgraphia, OWLLD, which I don't know that one, and Dyscalculia, Lessons from Science and Teaching. This is by Berninger and Wolf. I pulled this one from the library. I have one student that I believe has dysgraphia, and I have one student that I suspect has dyscalculia. Never officially been diagnosed, but we sort of have dyslexia in the family, and I've seen some warning signs. So I figured, you know what, even if they're not, even if this just gives me strategies for my everyday kid, I don't feel like this is going to be a waste of time, because I think that having a new way of teaching, having new strategies for teaching writing, having new strategies for teaching math, having new strategies for improving memory, that can benefit any child. And then if I do have a child that's struggling in those areas, even more so, even a bigger benefit. So this is definitely going to take me some time because it is more of a scientific, not just a quick, easy read. But I'm looking forward to reading this one because I think it's going to, across the board, benefit our family. And the last book that I have to read this summer is called The Call of the Wild and Free. Now, I love the wild and free concept. Again, it goes to that very much exploration, Charlotte Mason method that we have been easing ourselves into over the past several years. I happened to see this one on really good sale for Kindle, so I picked it up. I'm excited to read it. I've heard so many good things about it. It's been so widely proclaimed across the homeschool community, and I think I'm going to be able to glean some great ideas. Okay, the next category is sort of that parenthood and personal growth category. I don't know why, but I happen to lump those two together. Let's start with the parenting books. The first one is Parenting Teens with Love and Logic. This is by, of course, Foster Cline and Jen Fay. Parenting with Love and Logic just makes sense in our family. It's been one of those philosophies that we have aspired to sort of be that parent for a long time. But we are transitioning into the preteen and teenage years where some of the consequences or the boundaries that we set before are no longer age appropriate. And so I pulled this one from my local library to sort of give myself sort of a standing point. You know, when you have that friend that's been in this parenthood journey before you and you go, what do you do in this category? This is kind of my friend resource where I'm saying, okay, what do I do with this situation? How do I start to parent better in the teen category? The other book that I have in this parenting category is called Mama Bear Apologetics. This is another one that I got on a great sale on Kindle, so that's where I'm going to be reading that. It was suggested, recommended by Shalise over at Sodbusterliving, and I really, really appreciate and value her opinion. So she was talking about how it's great for preparing your kids, and a lot in the same way of preparing your teens, in sort of the apologetic, what they believe, what they know, how do they know what they know. So just based on her recommendation, I'm really excited to read it. I'm going to link Shalisa's channel down below because she is one of those resources, one of those book friends that I really value and love, and so I hope you'll check out her channel. And then I have a devotional that I am reviewing right now that I'm putting into the personal category, and it's called Unafraid. Now I have to laugh at the irony of this title and the timing of reading this book. I have sort of started to dive into it just a little bit, but with this pandemic and everything that we are involved in right now, with so much happening in our nation right now, so much unrest, so much frustration and fear and anger, I feel like the anger stems from fear. Just the fact that I was chosen to review this book, and I struggle with some of those issues myself. I thought, oh, the irony of this situation right now, it's really kind of funny. So that's one that I'm adding to my personal growth category for the summer. So the last category I have for the summer is fiction, and I have 3 here, but I have a feeling that this pile will grow over the summer because I love to just have a book when we go to visit family. I love to have a book if we go to the lake for the day. I love to have a book if we go, hopefully, if the pool opens. This is a great time of year to let myself be challenged with personal development, but also to have that chance to just breathe and relax and read something mindless. So I grabbed 3, but I have a feeling it will grow. The first book is Harvest of Grace. This is by Cindy Woodsmall. I'm a longtime Cindy Woodsmall fan. This is part of the Ada's House novel. If you saw my video, I think it was in May, I talked about, this is the 3rd one in the series, I talked about having read the first and the second, just pulled them from the library before everything closed because I knew I just needed something to read. I read the first one and I thought, oh, that's really good. And I picked up the second one and I thought, I've read this series before. That's just how good of a storyteller Cindy Woodsmall is, that you get into her books and it's like reading them again for the first time. So I'm rereading through the series. I'm in the 3rd one. I'm probably about a quarter of the way through, maybe not quite. That's the first one on my fictional list for this year. The second one is The Englisher by Beverly Lewis. Beverly Lewis does not compare to Cindy Woodsmall. I don't enjoy her books quite as much, but I had not read this series before. This is Annie's People number 2. I talked about number 1, I think, in the April What I Read video. And I talked about how it was a little formulaic and I wasn't sure that I would really recommend it. The problem was, the day I recorded that video, I went back and read the last 20 pages of that book, and it took this like complete left turn in that last 20 pages of that book. So then I had to pick up number 2 when my library started doing pickups. I'm excited to read this one. And then the last book that I have is a reread for me as well. This is called City of Refuge. It's by Ashley King. I just happened to be gifted this book a few years ago by this wonderful lady here on YouTube called the Homeschooling Grammy. I will link her channel down below. It's a really good one. It's about sort of this, a young man who makes a mistake in high school. Somebody is killed, and he lives with that haunting memory for years and years and years until by chance meeting he runs into the family again and sort of their grace and their forgiveness, and all that they become to him allows him to heal. Really, really good book. It's probably been about 2 or 3 years since I read it, so I'm excited to pick it up again. So right now, that is what's on my summer reading list, but I review books all the time, and hopefully if our library opens up soon, I'll get a chance to go in and wander. Reserving things online isn't nearly the same as getting to go, look, and pick up, feel, and touch. I know all the things that we're not supposed to be doing right now, but that's how I find good books, is looking at the cover, flipping through them, seeing what the synopsis is on the back. That's how I get excited about really good books. And there's always those titles that lead to another title, lead to another title. I could go on and on. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you are reading. Also, don't forget to check out the description box for all the links to prior review videos, great book-loving friends, and if you create a video like this one, let me know so I can add you to the playlist. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.